Have you had anyone that in your 10 years in the schools that have graduated and gone to college and then gone into law enforcement, either at the local, state, or federal level?
Yeah, there's actually been quite a few. The
Really?
latest
Yeah.
one.
Why don't you talk about a couple of them?
Yeah, the latest one, a young lady, I remember she said she wanted to be a police officer, and if you looked at her, you would think, you wouldn't, think she'd be a police officer. It looked like something that she'd be doing something, the Harvard Law School or something of that matter. But she said she's going to be, want to be an FBI agent, and we were giving her information on it in career centers, and she actually even did, I think, a ride-along with the police department. She ended up just being hired about 2 years ago with Phoenix PD, and she loves it out there. I've talked to her, and she really likes it, enjoys it, and it's kind of nice to see that.
Very good. Jeff, what do you find as far as the most difficult part of your job being in the schools?
For me, sometimes, and being a parent myself, I can only imagine having a police officer contact your home or stop by the house or ask for you to come in and talk about a problem your child's having in school. And we have to do that on a regular basis. We are with the kids every day. With the way parents, work these days, there's times when we're with their kids, more than themselves. The hard part is calling them, letting them know that, maybe their son or daughter did something that, is going to hinder their education, and just seeing those parents walk in disappointed or letting them know that a teacher or staff member saw them doing something isn't fun, because what it would be like maybe if you were in their shoes. Right.
So. Have you found, and I'm sure you have, some parents that are in denial?
Absolutely. Everybody wants to think their son or daughter, is an angel, and I'll be the same way someday. Yeah. But that's why we're there, and we are in these soft uniforms, because there's several times we just simply have discussions and talk about some things we see, some problems that might be coming up, and a lot of times we try to be proactive, and it's nice to be able to be on that side of it.
Yeah, one of the aspects that just talking about is that the perception sometimes is that we're there to get people in trouble, when anything could be further from that. I tell the kids all the time, if you're not successful, I haven't done my job here as a school resource officer. So your success is important to us to move you along in society and get you out there in life. So we're not out there just to arrest kids and to find drugs and just the bad things that we kind of get placed on us. We're there for the success of the kids and the whole program.
And they know we have an open door policy.
I'm sure you've had cases where students will come in and confide with you as far as maybe problems they've had or are having at home, or maybe problems they're having in the school with other students. Can you address that at all? Yeah,
when you have kids that come in. Part of our job as a resource officer is if we can't provide all the answers, and we tell the kids that we don't have all the answers, as police officers. But part of our job is to direct them to an area that they can go to, whether it be a counselor, whether it be a teacher, whether whoever it might be. As part of it is to direct them to that aspect to help them solve their problems.
And a lot more times they're very comfortable coming to us, because at times they see us as a teacher, as an administrator, because we're there on a day in, day out basis. They don't see us as someone that they're going to walk up to at the front desk of the police department. We're a little bit more approachable, and they know that they can trust us because they do see us every day.
I was going to just ask, the trust factor. I mean, you've been in the schools long enough that you've got a reputation as far as they know who you are, and I'm sure they trust, because they do know who you are, that they have a great amount of trust in what you're going to do or what you're going to tell them.
More times than not, they know what our job is. They do know that if there are problems, we do need to do our job, and sometimes it's very difficult. There are students that we like that do some things that aren't right in school, and we do have to discipline them, but the next day we're there for them if they have a problem as well. So, we do have to act on both sides.
Rick, you were talking when we first opened up this segment about actually following the case all the way through. I mean, what type of cases, unfortunately, have you had to deal with? Criminal cases that have happened in the schools you've had to take through the system?
Well, we have, again, with when we're dealing with a juvenile, we do what's called petition, and we work with the FID, which is our Family Investigation Bureau division. And we are all assigned a detective to each school has their own detective. And what we do is we work with them if they get a criminal complaint outside of school and it's a student in our school, they will call us for information and to kind of help them through what's going on. We also, some of the cases that we have, it might be just be incorrigibility, where you have a parent that comes to you and says, my kid's not really following directions at home, he's failing in school, he's getting involved with the wrong people, I don't know what to do. One of our other resources we give them is we do what's called an incorrigibility report, where the parents can come to make a report based on their attendance, their grades, their behavior at home, and try to follow that through with the detectives, and they can be petitioned to the youth home, or to the Macomb County Youth Home, where a referee can actually intercede and hopefully help that person and the parents.
Okay. Jeff?
When we deal with thousands of kids a day, and in my building alone, we almost have 2,000 people, sometimes reports, sometimes answers would go about very slowly. It's not easy to work with the police department and detectives. We kind of speed that process along. And the detective that's assigned to me, we talk to on a regular basis. I can get him information that he might not necessarily have at his disposal. And we're a nice go-between between school administrators and their files and their information and what the police department has to offer. So we all work pretty closely together.
Rick, 10 years again in the schools. If you hadn't been in the schools for the last 10 years, what do you see I guess the negative points would be, and what are the positive points as we close out this segment of having you and Jeff in the schools?
Well, I think there's a lot of positive points. Again, having us there, if you have a usual suspect if something happens in an area and they say, hey, do you know of anybody that's that drives this kind of car or does this? Having us in the schools and having us know the kids' names and what they drive and what they do, as far as that goes, it helps out a lot, the detectives and officers involved, to try to locate a suspect. But just, I think there's a lot of reassurance I think we give to parents and to students that when you're walking the hallway and kids see you in the hallway walking, I think there's a lot of reassurance there that it's a safe environment to be in. That's our whole goal, is to create a safe environment for the learning process.
Great. Thanks, Rick. We're going to close out. So anything else, Rick or Jeff, you would like to depart to our viewing audience?
Basically, just let all the community know that we're there to help, and if they need anything, they can reach us at our local high school. We're there pretty much whenever the kids are. If there's any questions they may have, we can help them from anything from in or outside the schools.
Very good. Rick?
My sense exactly.
All right. Gentlemen, thank you for being on Police Journal today, and thank you for viewing Police Journal. And until next time, and stay safe.